G'day, it's Paul here from Democast Media. Some of you who have subscribed to the channel a long time ago may be wondering where I've been. What you see on the screen now was a video that I did back in December 10th, 2018. It was a vlog around Skype, and it's been over 12 months since I've recorded a video. I'm going to explain to you in the shortest amount of time possible where I've been, why I'm back, and what I intend to do to add value to your life. Back in 2017, I started a journey where I was trying to find a way to express my creative desires, and I was finding that video was always that common theme there. And since that time, I moved house to where I am here, and I started freelancing, doing screencast work, which was great. I was getting so much experience, and I was trying out different things with the channel and trying out different intros, which I look back on, they sounded so lame, and I'm not going to use those intros again. But I was getting into a rhythm of how can I just document what I'm learning and making tutorials and vlogging. So as Gary Vaynerchuk would say, like, don't create, document, something like that. And so I was getting to the point around October 2018. I was asked by my freelance client, my main one, to help him launch a podcast. I hadn't done this before, and I didn't realize actually how much time and energy it would take just to do that. So it meant that I had to stop making tutorials because I just did not have the time. I didn't have the bandwidth to make tutorials, so I was doing stuff like what you see on the screen there. That was the last vlog I did in December because I was desperate to try to get something out. In March of 2019, my second son was born. So if anyone has ever had that experience of going from one child and feeling like, how do I, just getting into the rhythm of things and then having another one, that also just changed everything. There was also other I guess I'll say challenges with family that was also consuming quite a bit of energy and bandwidth and time and effort. In addition, having a full-time job and holding down a very demanding schedule there, a demanding schedule at church as well. I just got back from a meeting tonight and a meeting last night, so I'm quite dedicated to that. And trying to stay fit, trying to keep routines to stay sane. And it just seemed that after the second son was born, all that was out the window. And I desperately wanted to try to get back to the channel, but I had just all that stuff. I just didn't see where I could find the energy and the time to make stuff because I miss it. I really genuinely miss doing this stuff. All of that combined meant that I was just doing the bare minimum to stay afloat with very little sleep, and trying to figure out my career and different things. One of my last projects just before my son was born was to do a voiceover job for another client. He was wanting a message to go on his telephone, so his IVR message. I did that, and I was excited just to do the voiceover part, but I was frustrated as well because I knew that the quality of the audio, he was happy with it, but I wasn't happy with it. I knew I could make the audio much, much better. I decided I want to actually make commercial grade audio because I was getting questions about that, and I just didn't feel qualified to answer those questions about audio because I've always struggled with that, to make it commercial grade, or at least good enough so that if you wanted to make a course for Udemy, for instance, they have certain standards you need to meet. How do you make great quality audio for your videos? I reacquainted myself with this guy named Bill DeWeese online, who he helps people create six-figure incomes doing voiceover work from home. I looked at his program, I called him up, and I found out that I was able to invest in that course, and I've learned so much about audio. And so my journey has shifted. I'm still interested in video, but I'm really shifting my focus from screencasting and really doubling down on how do I make voiceover my main source of income in the future. So I'm just going to shift this camera to show you what I've been doing here. So this is my makeshift sound booth. There's acoustic foam inside, a mattress topper. I'm in a space that isn't really ideal for voiceover work, but I'm up here because it's away from the kids who need their separate rooms, and I have plugins to help reduce the background noise. Another reason why I haven't been recording any videos is because I was worried about production value as opposed to just getting content out there. I spent so much money on, let me show you. See that? These are backgrounds that people can get to put behind them when they're recording stuff to make them feel better, all right? And this was a big waste of money. I was never able to get the creases out of this thing, and I bought this as well, one of these things, because I saw someone else recommended it, and magically the shadows went away, but they never did for me. I was never able to get these backgrounds to work as I had imagined in my mind. I thought it was magically going to make me look more professional, but I ended up wasting so much time and energy, and I still didn't make anything. I was getting in my own way. It has taken me over 14 months to make something. And yes, I could make all the excuses in the world, but I could have just put the camera there, use my Blue Yeti, which I despise, but it still will capture my audio, and I could have been documenting. If I don't create something, I feel like I've missed an opportunity to be me. The way someone's described me, I like process, and I like structure, and I like checklists. That's me. So I'm like a mechanical bird. But I'm a mechanical bird with creative wings. So if I'm not putting an outlet for creativity in this fashion, with audio and video, I am not in full expression. I'm making this video for myself to start documenting again. I was listening to a podcast today. This guy named Jim Quick, he's got a very popular podcast. He started his first episode on his phone. He didn't have to have fancy equipment. He just needed to focus on creating quality content and to get started and get moving. I'm going to help people who are just starting out to avoid the expensive mistakes that I have made along the way, so you can start creating faster and that you can progress faster than what I have and spend less money and get a bigger return on that. Anyway, for what it's worth, thank you if you've watched to the very end. You're amazing if you have, but thank you. And I hope you're able to start creating something awesome today for yourself. All the best.